But tonight's show is about ham and ham radios, but particularly this cute little job here, and this is a Baofeng. This is a UV-5R, UV-5R, and I'll talk more about this in a little bit. But I've had my ham radio license now since, 2011. And in 2021, my license lapsed, and I wanted to regain it again, or get it back again. And the FCC has a 2-year grace period. A number of people have been asking me about the grace period. If you have had a ham license and it recently expired, you're able to go to the FCC and just renew it. They give you 2 years to renew it without having to retake the test or anything. Hey, Mac, how you doing? Going into Nashville, Tennessee. But you're able to renew your license with a 2-year grace period, and it only costs $35. So I recently did that, got reissued my license and brought everything up to date. And so now I have my ham license back again. And I was just looking for really, good radios or something just to kind of get my feet wet again. I sold my first rig, which I had a Yazoo 2900R, really nice, and actually that's a mobile unit for your vehicle, but a lot of people use it as a base station because it's a pretty powerful, little unit. It's a 12 volt, but it'll put out 80 watts of power, which is a lot of power to get out there and really start talking to the world. I'm looking, probably I'll replace that sooner or later and get another Yazoo. And I've been looking online, seeing what I can maybe get and everything, start saving up the money and get another base station. But my call sign is KF5 KPV, so write that down, KF5 KPV. So, but the great thing about ham is that you can literally reach all over the world. I remember one time, the furthest I've talked to somebody was in South Africa, and it was a lot of fun. And a lot of times that's what you do, is you just sit and talk to other people from all over the world and, get to meet people and stuff. But something that people do is they have what's called QSL cards. And in fact, here is my old QSL card that I would email people, and some people actually have a printed version. And so what they would do is take your contact information, and it's about the size of a postcard, and then mail each other things. And there's just people out there who actually just trade QSL cards, and it's just a lot of fun to sit and talk and everything like that. Hey, Andrew, KF5 KPV. No, mine is KF5 Kilo Paul Victor. So is Kilo Foxtrot 5 Kilo Paul Victor is my call sign. So unless yours, it'd be interesting if yours is always just like one letter off or something. So, but that's my call sign. But getting back into it, it's amazing how much I have forgotten versus what I remember. And so one of the things I wanted to do is just kind of get my feet wet and get back into ham and everything. And this is why I wanted to share with you this Baofeng. It's a UV-R5 or 5R. And this puppy is actually the best-selling ham radio out there. And the reason is it's just $39. And when you get it, I mean, it comes in a box like this, and you get 2 batteries, you get a little microphone, you get a programming cable so that you can program your radio, you get an earpiece and all this other stuff, as well as the radio itself. Now, this antenna is not the greatest antenna in the world. What I am doing is I have one ordered, and it's a lot longer, and I'll be able to have a lot better reception with a longer antenna and stuff. But the great thing is that these antennas do come off, and you're able to then put on a base station antenna. So for example, if you've got a 2-meter antenna to your house and everything, and the antenna wires coming in, unscrew it, pop it on this puppy, and you basically got a base station. Now, it is only putting out 5 watts of power, but still, because you have a larger antenna and everything, you're going to be able to pick up more information. And so, Nagoya 771, I think that's, I did order a Nagoya, and so I don't know the number of it, but I think that was, I do know it was a Nagoya. But yeah, I have a little Nagoya whip coming to me, I think hopefully tomorrow. But you can get a better antenna for this, and it will extend your reach and things. But these are great little radios. Now, there's some love for them, and there's hate for them. One, these are cheap Chinese radios, and for $39, you're getting the complete kit. It is a great way to get back into ham, or if someone's just got their license and get into ham, this is a great way to go without breaking the bank. And then, you know, it's just a great radio. You know, it's very cool. Let's see. So it turns. And what I do is I have this set up so that everything I'm doing is voice activated. So, for example, I'm going to scan the channels right now.
Scanning begin.
And so it starts talking, and you can see it scanning the channels. You know, so you can see it scanning channels and stuff. And what it'll do is when it picks up someone talking or anything, it'll stop and listen and stuff like that. Now, this is a dual band, which means it has an A/B band. So if you can, oops, there you can see someone.
Scanning begin.
So it has an A/B band. So what I've done is I've programmed my second band to the local weather station. So it has an A/B button here, so you just hit boop.
Becoming northeast around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon.
This is our local NOAA or NOAA weather system.
Lows in the mid-50s.
And you can, you know,
Becoming northeast.
so it's got a great little, you know, trick, something else that you can do with this. That's a little alarm system. I have it set so it won't broadcast that alarm, but you can also broadcast that alarm and everything. But this radio is super easy to program. There is free software, and then you can also download the software from the Baofeng website and program your Baofeng. And what you're going to program it with is all the local emergency channels, maybe all the local nets, which is a channel where a lot of ham radio operators come on and start talking and hanging out and everything, as well as the weather, and also repeaters. Now, repeater is where you're able to tie into another ham, and it will retransmit your signal to somewhere else. And again, the furthest, I think I've gotten about 100 miles on a repeater one time. Now, I do know with my old Yazoo, I did reach the 100-mile mark. Someone did pick me up in Kerrville, Texas, and this is when I was living in New Braunfels. And New Braunfels and Kerrville is about 100 miles apart. And someone heard me loud and clear because I was broadcasting at 80 watts. And so I was doing that. I'm checking in on a GMRS live network right now. How cool, bud. Now, you can, I do have an 8-watt version coming to me. The Baofeng, this model is basically a base unit for a lot of other radios. And so if you learn how to run the Baofeng, you can probably run a lot of the other radios too. But the Baofeng comes in an 8-watt version, and 8-watt will allow you to do FM radio, but it will do FMRS as well as GMRS. Now, you're not supposed to, but you can. Now, if you do get licensed for GMRS, which again I think is like $35, go on the FCC website. No test or anything for the GMRS, and you can, you know, set your Baofeng up to also run on GMRS, even though it's not really allowed. But and the reason it's not really allowed, GMRS I think is only 20 watts and below. Whereas ham radio is 20 watts and above, or 50 watts and above. So, or 20 watts and above, yeah, something like that. But you need to have a license to do GMRS, and GMRS is used more for people in the woods, people out in the outback, things like that. And then FRM or FRS, Family Radio System, is those walkie-talkies that you get at Walmart and everything. Those are the FRS bands. But Baofeng 8 watt does have the capacity to go in there and do, but it does have the capability. But this is just a great little radio, and again for $39, and the 8 watt I believe is $49. Now if you keep on Amazon, every once in a while you'll see the 8 watt go on sale for about $39 as well, and that's why I picked it up. It was for $39, and so I picked up one of those, and it's coming in to me hopefully tomorrow. Great radios. And again, these are probably the most popular radio out there. So many people have them, but they're also hated by a lot of the hardcore ham guys and everything. It's just cheap Chinese junk and things. But for people who are just getting into ham and everything, this is a great radio to do. And, you know, you can't beat it. It's you know, it's good. Doing another YouTube thing there, but it's a wonderful get your feet wet, get moving radio. And you know, if it breaks or something, you know, you have all the gear already, because the box, when you buy one of these, it has the charging cradle, it has the extra mic and all these other things. And so if your radio does break by chance, you drop it or whatever, it goes down the toilet or something, then these only cost $23. You can just buy the radio by itself for $23. So, you know, that's the great thing about this is, and you know, even though it's quote unquote cheap Chinese junk, a lot of people use these. And so this is super, super good. Now, even if you don't have a ham operator's license, you can still buy one of these and use these. You're able to scan a lot of the emergency bands out there. You're able to listen to
5 miles per hour.
to NOAA. You can just hit the scan button and listen to other people's chatter and everything. There's a lot of things that you can do even though you are not a licensed ham operator. As long as you don't hit that push to talk and start transmitting, you know, then you're pretty much good to go. But when you start push to talk, then you need to be licensed. But otherwise, you can sit there and scan police, fire, EMS. A lot of counties have their own emergency band. So when like snowstorms or tornadoes or hurricanes or anything, you can get on there and listen to what's going on in the emergency band. I mean, there's just all kinds of things that you can do with this, and even though you don't have a license. And getting a license is not that bad. I want to say it's something $60, $70 for getting the license. You can order the book, get the book on Amazon, and you get a DVD with it and everything as well. You can also take classes, look into, you know, your local ham operator clubs. They're all over the place, and a lot of times you can take a class for like 25 bucks. Totally worth it. That's what I did way back when. Took the class and then studied the book and then got my license. Super easy. And what I have is what's called a technician's license. And so that's the entry-level license. And you're actually allowed to do quite a bit of things on the technician's license. For the average everyday Joe Schmo and everything like that, you can do a lot of stuff. Now, the next license up is your general license, and that opens you up to some more bands and some more different bands and everything, and different things that you can do. You can start, I think you can send email via ham with the general license. I know that with a technical license, you can do Morse code. And so, but with a general, you can send files, and then you can also send email and other things like that if you have the proper setup to do that over the airwaves. But it's a great thing. And if you saw the movie Independence Day, with Will Smith and everything, where the aliens came in and everything. It's the ham operators that saved the earth. And so, because again, you can talk all over the world on ham. And then once you do get your license, there are so many fun things that you can do to get involved. One, again, is just talk to each other, talk all over the world. I mean, there's just people out there that are always looking, how far can I talk? How far can I talk? And then they'll talk to other people, and then they'll trade QSL cards. And it's just, it's super fun. GMR is 65-centimeter. Yes, that's right. But other things that you can do is, for example, let me see here. So I talked about QSL cards, and then once you get your QSL card, you can talk to the space station. You can the space station does have a ham radio on it, and if they are monitoring the radio, then which a lot of times they do when they're going over the U.S. and in fact they're going all over. But you can talk to the space station, but you need to go to the NASA website, get their frequency, and then look when they are going to pass over you, because it's just like a short window of opportunities, like 1 or 2 minutes that you are able to maybe transmit. And basically what you're going to do is basically kind of do a radio check and see if they can respond, or see if you can get something and everything. But that's something fun that a lot of people like to do, is try to catch the space station and see if they can talk to that. Another thing that you can do is bounce your wave off of the moon. And that is called, what is that called? EME, I think it's called, Earth to Moon, something like that. But what you do is you bounce your signal off the moon, and it comes back to Earth somewhere, and someone is able to respond to you and everything. And then also other things that you can do is get involved with an organization called Skywarn. And Skywarn is the people who go out and chase tornadoes and such. And by being a volunteer with that, what you do is report on adverse weather conditions or what's going on in your area if you've got tornadoes or something. But you join the Skywarn team, and you really help the storm chasers and other people who are out there watching tornadoes, watching hurricanes, watching thunderstorms, and stuff like that. So there is just so much that you can do with a ham operator's license, and it's just so much fun. And let's see what else. But again, tonight's product that I really wanted to share was Baofeng UV-5R, the UV-5R, $39. And I think I've got a link. What I'll do is I'll put the link down again. I'll attach to this video and stuff. And then I'll also attach a link to the antenna that I'm getting. Because if you're going to get this puppy, get the antenna as well. You'll instantly love it, because you'll be able to get so much more distance and everything with the other antenna and stuff. So I'll put those two things up. And so for something like under $50, or just right around $50, you can get a ham radio that's going to have some decent distance and everything. These work really great in town, or if you've got a prep group that you are working with and everything, everybody have these on hand. And so, it's just a great little thing, camping, or some people like to do four-wheeling, or, hiking and stuff. It's nice to have all these, and people are able to stay in communication with each other and stuff. So very, very affordable, great little radio. Just don't care what the haters out there say about it and everything, just disregard it. But there's a lot of people that love these little radios. They do a great job. And again, this is a stepping stone, because sooner or later I know I'm going to outgrow this, and I'm going to probably want to get a bigger and better handheld, or get my base station set up, or something like that. But this is something that once you get that license, you can instantly start talking on the air and having fun. And this is a way to go. You're not breaking the bank with $39, plus $12 or $20 for the antenna. So it's not bad, but great product, great things. And I really encourage everybody out there to get their ham license. Now, if the poo hits the fan and we become into a SHTF situation and zombies are running all over the place, the one thing is the FCC is not going to be running around scanning everywhere and trying to track down people who don't have licenses. So even though you don't have a license and everything, and you are prepping and everything, this is a good thing to have on hand, because if SHTF happens, you've got a means for communication and be able to talk to the world and everything like that. So so it's just a great buy, great thing to have on hand, and well worth the money, and it's a lot of fun. So that's everything that I can think of tonight. So tonight was, again, the Baofeng UV-5R radio, and go out and get one, man. It's totally affordable, totally fun, and I think everybody needs to get their ham license, especially if you're a prepper, and it really helps. So we'll see you. I'm Raymond Mhor. We'll see you. Goodbye, God bless, and kilt on.